Boys and girls, if you try graphing, this is the lesson for you. 9.4 is graphing relationships. I can graph relationships between two quantities. So, hopefully you remember your ordered pairs of this. Let's just jump right in. Our example is IHOP has a pancake making machine, which I would be so excited to use. Now our table, here's our table. The table shows the number of pancakes, Y, that the machine makes in X amount of time. Graph the relationship. So that's our, the instructions is we need to graph the relationship. Here's all of our numbers that are in our table. We don't really need to know that IHOP is a pancake making machine. We could X this out. Okay. There's not really any keywords, but we need to make sure that we're going to graph this relationship. So, step 1. We need to take a look at this. Let's understand our chart first. In number of minutes, time, in 1 minute, this pancake making machine wonder can make 200 pancakes. That is so cool. In 2 minutes, 400 pancakes. 3 minutes, 600 pancakes. Guys, this is just amazing to me. That's so cool. But you'll notice that our table has time is X and pancakes is Y. Well, you guys remember what an ordered pair looks like? Looks like X and Y. So I'm going to first write down all my ordered pairs. I'm going to go straight across. My first one is X, and then my Y. 1 and 200. And then 2, and my Y is 400. This is the first step to graphing your relationship. 3 and 600. 4, I'm running out of room, and 800. And then 5 and 1,000. Okay, so those are my ordered pairs. Now on this next slide, the ordered pairs are already written for you, but we just get to graph them on our little graph. Okay, so here's my x-axis is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My y-axis would not make sense to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to look at going by hundreds. I'm going to go, let's go white. I'm going to go 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. Didn't quite get enough room here. I wonder if I can make these smaller. Nope, that didn't work. 900 and 1,000. Sorry, my instructions there. Sometimes that happens with graphs. I figured out how to do it a better way later, but I already made the video. So, let's go ahead and graph this. My X is 1. So here's my graphing marker. I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. At 1 minute, 200 pancakes have been made. So there's my dot. At 2 minutes, check and look here. 2 minutes, 400 pancakes have been made. So 2 minutes, come across here, X, whoops. Come across to 200, or 2, and up to 400. And that's where I'm going to put my dot. This is a little bit off. Sorry, it is so hard to do it on this thing. 2, 400, right there. At 3 minutes, we went up to 600 pancakes. Close enough. At 4 minutes, we're at 800 pancakes. And at 5 minutes, we are at 1,000 pancakes. And you'll notice, if you've done this correctly, you've made a pretty straight line, okay, between your points. And so we could continue to figure out, if we extended this line further and further, we could figure out how many pancakes it makes in 20 minutes and 300 minutes, just because it would always fall on this line. All of your solutions would be on this line here. So you could figure out in half of a minute, it makes 100 pancakes. In 2.5 minutes, it should make about 300 pancakes, in theory, if we were perfect. But, again, this is not graph paper. So, that's all the steps it takes to graph a relationship. You ready? Oh, sorry, I had another example. We're going to graph the relationship between X and Y. And then they want us to find the unknown values here. So I'm going to take my x. I have 4. First I'm going to write my ordered pairs. I have 4. Oops, let's make that marker a little skinnier. 4. And then y is, underneath the 4 is the 9. I have to keep those together. Another ordered pair, 5 and 7. Then 6 and 5. I don't know what my 7 is yet, so let's do 8 and 1. And we'll see if we can figure out what 7 is. Now, I could figure it out by finding the pattern here in my table. What's the pattern that we're doing? Or I can figure it out just to see where it falls on the line here. Okay? So, and again, it's not going to be perfect because we don't have graph paper. I'll get some graph paper to work with, though. Okay, ordered pairs. My x is 4. Oops. My x is 4. My y is 9. So I'm going to go over 4 and then up to 9. And that's where I'm going to make my dot. Oh, that's a really little dot. Let's make that a little bigger. 4, 9. Is that pretty close? Okay. Next one. 5, 7. So I'm going to go over 5 and up to 7. That's where I'll make my dot. I'm noticing that in this graph, my numbers are going, or my arrow's going down. Kind of interesting. At 6 and 5, I don't know 7 yet, so I'm going to skip it. 8 and 1. Okay, so there's my graph. I'm going to move that 8 one over a little bit. Now if I take my highlighter, see if I can make this work. Maybe I'll do it yellow. If I take my highlighter, and if I had a ruler it would be awesome, but it doesn't. Oh, it's a little bit off. Pretty close though. Now 7, where would 7 fall on the line? Look at that. 7 falls on the line at 3. So our missing number is 3. I found that by going from my x7 up to the line and then across over to find out that it was at 3. Now if you've done these perfectly, or if you're using graph paper, it'll always line up. If it doesn't always line up, it's probably because you don't have line and you're eyeballing it, so sometimes that happens. Okay, now it's your turn to try it. You're going to graph the relationship and find the missing value. Exact same problem, just different numbers. So write your ordered pairs first, graph it, draw your line. Oh, it might go this way, I don't know which way it goes. And then find where 6 falls. Excuse me, go ahead and try it on your own. Okay, so I'm going to start with my ordered pairs. My first ordered pair is going to be 1 from my x and 2. I'll just keep this thick marker. Next one, 2 and 3. Next is 4 and 5. Remember, it is important if you put x and y, because if you mix them up, it'll be different. 6 and I'm not sure yet. And 7 and 8. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. I start at 1 and graph to 2. See that there. 2 and graph to 3. 4 and graph to 5. Oops. 6, I don't know. 7 and graph to 8. Is that lined up? There we go. Let's see, I have an eraser here. I can go ahead and erase those. Okay. So if I draw in my line, it should put me about there. Now I want to know where 6 is. So I'm going to come up to 6 and across. I got 8. That's going to work. I think it was off a little bit. I think it's 6 to 7. I don't know. Let's look back at our chart here. Looks like 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 4 to 5. It'd be 5 to 6. Yeah, so 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and 7 to 8. So it should be 7. Sorry, it kind of didn't line up perfectly. That happens, but you remember you can always double check with your chart. Okay? So you can do it either way. If you can't figure it from the graph, you can just figure out the pattern in the table. All right, try it by yourself. Remember, if you need help, please pause me, raise your hand, and come ask. Graph the relationship and find the missing value. Okay, looks like this number is a 3, in case you can't tell. Write your ordered pairs and graph it, and then watch the video and let's see how you do. So here's my order. When I'm at x1, I'm at y1. When I'm at x3, I'm at y2. When I'm at x5, I'm at y3. When I'm at x7, I'm at y4. When I'm at x9, I'm at y something. I don't know yet. Let's go ahead and graph. 1, 1 should be right about here. 3, 2, right about here. I think this is going to be a pretty flat line. Oops, let's try there. 5, 3, 7, so it looks like we skipped 6, 7, 4, and 9. I don't know yet. Let's draw our line. At 9, let's see if we can match this up. It looks like at 9 I have 6. Does that make sense? If I would have done 7, it would have been 8, 5, and 9, 6. So it does make sense. Good. So that one actually lined up really nicely, which was very convenient. Hopefully you found the 6 there, and your graph should have a line that's pointing to the upwards right corner. Hopefully this lesson made sense. If you have any questions, please ask me. If not, we only have one more lesson in Chapter 9. So good job, boys and girls.